Hey, darlings, just an FYI, this is one of our earliest recordings and there's a slight issue with some of our audio, but the content is still amazing. So if you could push through, that would be amazing. And just know that all future episodes, this issue has been resolved.
Hi, I'm Tash.
And I'm T.
And we're here to talk to you about everything from life's little hiccups to the big thing that you might be overthinking. And let's be real, it's probably not that deep, sis.
So grab your drink, get comfy, because we're giving it to you straight from the couch.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of It's Not That Deep, sis, with the darlings on the couch.
Darlings on the couch.
Every time you do that, just goosebumps. It's just incredible.
It's so beautiful.
Stunning.
Do you want to give your I was today years old facts?
I do.
Okay.
It's not really I was today years old, but I just had a moment the other day that I was like,
What a word. Well, you're just so sugar we can't talk.
it's early in the morning. We're just drinking our coffee. So op shopping.
Ooh,
If
love.
you don't op shop,
What are you doing? Feel like
I know, and this is why I say it's not a today years old, because I was raised by an op
Yeah.
shopper. We were raised by probably, if there was the op shopper,
Yeah.
the only op shopper in the world. And so I know how to op shop, and I know the privilege of op shopping and how good it is. But my best friend messaged me yesterday and she was like, number one, she said, I wish you don't work Fridays, because she doesn't work Fridays. And I was like, bitch, no one wishes I didn't work Fridays more than me.
Yeah.
But then she said, I don't know why I don't op shop more often. And then she listed all of these things that she bought for herself and the kids, and it was like under like $12 or something like that.
Wow.
And I was like, it was one of those moments, and I was like, I have been telling you to go op shopping
Yeah.
for the last 12 years,
Yeah.
and you only just figured this out.
Yeah.
But honestly, it is the best. And so Joe and I keep breaking glasses, and we went and bought a whole six pack of like beautiful glasses for $6. And I'm like,
you can't go wrong.
you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Like, my whole cabinet is basically real crystal, but because I bought it from the op shop.
Love
It's
that.
so good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it.
What-
Love it.
What is yours?
Mine is that, so I have always been a silver jewelry girly, but things are changing.
She growing.
It is wild to me. So I just always thought that silver looks best on me because I have quite fair skin and I have the pink undertone. So I've always been told that if you've got the fair skin pink undertone, then silver looks best on me. So I've always just done silver. However, the other day, a girl from work, she had bought some cheap gold rings, and they were too small for her. So she was like, if you like them, you can have them. So I trying them on, and I've been wearing like a gold ring. And I was like, you know what? I actually really like the way the gold looks, but I think that what I like is mixing them, mixing the silver and the gold together.
I am 100% the same, and I went through the exact same thing. I've always worn silver my whole life because I thought, once again, fair skin, blue eyes, that's what suited me. And then the gold trend came in a few years ago. And so I got on it and I started wearing it, and I realized how much I loved it and like how much it like brightened up my face. And but I mix it too, because my engagement ring and a couple other rings I wear are silver, but I also, or not silver, white gold. And then I have gold rings, but I always love like a gold earring, but then I like a silver necklace.
Yeah.
So I mix too.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you brought it up as well, because I was talking to Bridget as well, the one that about the op shopping. She was saying that she did an AI color thing, like they tell you what are you, an autumn or a spring, and then it tells you like, are you a cool tone or a warm tone. And I haven't done it yet, but I think it would be really cool.
That would be really cool. So, like, on what?
So it'll tell you on just like AI generator. So if you go in and say, like, you basically say, I've got this color hair, these color eyes, this color complexion, and it'll tell you what colors are going to look good on you and whether they're like warm tones or cool tones. So whether like you're a silver girl or a gold girl, and like,
I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, really good way to like sort out your wardrobe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that. Love it. So
today we're talking about Hanxiety.
Oh my God.
And I have a confession. Do you want to say?
So we were meant to film this episode last week.
Yes.
But I get this message from Tiana, and it says,
please hold.
Good morning. I'm sorry to be this guy, but I am stupid hungover. Not cute teehee hungover, like head in the toilet bowl hungover. I know it's not super convenient, but any chance we can take a rain check on today's filming? Oh my God. This is hilarious because today's episode is about anxiety. I think we should do it while you're hungover for a sec.
And that would have been a cool concept besides the fact that I could not get out of bed for the life of me. I was dying.
Oh
there
my
was no
God.
chance.
It's so funny.
So we had to delay it.
But
But
I feel like it has even more
yeah.
like power now.
Yeah,
because we've just lived through it.
Yeah, we lived through it. We got through to the other side. And now I can tell my story. Okay, so hanxiety, which is a mix between hangover and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's from 2 glasses of wine or a massive rager, like me, we're here to talk about anxiety, drinking culture, and how to recognize if you have a problem. So if you wake up, a slither of light slices through the gap of the curtains, making the pounding in your head hit volume 100. Your mouth is dry, your body aches, and you instinctively reach for the water. But it hits you. Something even worse than the nausea or the pounding in your skull, the sinking, creeping anxiety.
Did you write this? Like you're hungover?
I did not, but it resonates with me to a T.
Oh my God.
Then you're going through your head, what the fuck happened last night? Do I still have friends? And what did I say?
Oh my God.
You go through all of these questions in your head. If this inner monologue sounds familiar to you, then maybe it's time that you start looking at your relationship with drinking.
I don't know why you looked at me so deeply when you said that. Stop yelling at me. I'm only a
We're not
fake
here-
31-year-old.
We're not here to judge. We've all been there, especially living in Australia. I feel like we have such a
Drinking culture.
We have such a drinking culture.
And the generation we grow up in, because I think we spoke about this before, is I know a lot of younger people at work and they definitely don't drink like we used to drink. And I just think that millennials, we had a hard time. We had a lot to go through.
Yeah.
But what is hanxiety? So hanxiety, aka hangover anxiety, is a wave of stress, panic, and self-doubt that comes over after a night of drinking. It's not just the headache or the dehydration, it's the emotional hangover that follows you around like a bad smell.
And it does.
And girl, we have all been there.
Where you been there?
I've been there more than my fair share.
Yeah.
So today we're unpacking our own worst anxiety moments, the warning signs we ignored, and how we started realizing this isn't something we should just accept as normal in adulthood.
Yes.
So, Tiana, when was your deepest, darkest day?
My deepest, darkest day was a pivotal moment in my life when it came to drinking. And so there was one occasion a few years back when I woke up one morning with absolutely no memory of the night before. I'm talking none. Nada. No fucking clue.
Oh my God.
My anxiety wasn't just a one-dayer. It lasted 2 fucking weeks. And that's not an exaggeration.
I want to throw up.
I did many a times. And honestly, that was a pivotal moment to me. That's when I realized I was using alcohol as a crutch in social situations, and it had gone from something fun to something really harmful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
What's yours?
It's so funny though.
Let's move on. What's yours?
So mine was quite recent. So I'm going to take you back to September
Okay.
of 2024. I had recently just been on a health journey for like 2 years. So I had really cut back on my drinking. And then I quit my job and went to Europe for a month. So when I came back, I was really struggling with all of the life changes that were happening in my life. And I also had a lot of free time. And then comes my best friend's husband's 30th birthday at a winery with unlimited drinks.
Yeah.
That's
the downfall.
Yeah. And I blacked out. And I remember, sometimes I wish I remembered nothing. Sometimes remembering nothing is better than remembering the stupid fucking things you say. I had the worst anxiety. I didn't talk to my best friend for a week.
Oh my God.
I was so embarrassed. And I think that was the point that I knew that drinking doesn't help you feel better.
No.
I was in such a limbo place in my life that obviously I had all these emotions. Drinking just made it so much worse. And since that night, I've only been hungover once, and that was for Joe's 30th, 31st, 32nd. Oh my God, Joe is so old. That was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
30 to 32 really quickly. We had a big night, and that was the last time that I was hungover. That was in January. So it's been 5 months since I've been hungover. Don't get me wrong, I love a drink.
Yeah.
But I've realized my limits and that I don't want to waste my Sundays
Yeah.
or my Saturdays.
And I think that this is what this conversation is about. It's not to shame drinking.
No.
Like me and you both still love to have a drink,
Yeah.
but it's a matter of trying to identify when are we taking it too far and for what reasons. Is it purely because we just want to have fun? And that's absolutely fine. And you're not causing havoc and you're not ruining relationships and you aren't worrying about what did I say because it's out of pure fun. But it's about why am I drinking? Why am I drinking excessively? Is it because I want to not be socially awkward or not have the anxiety of going into these social situations, or am I dealing with something behind the scenes and I'm using alcohol to cope?
Yeah.
I think that's what this conversation is more about.
Because go out, be a silly little goose.
Yeah.
We love being a silly little
Yeah.
goose. I just love wine in general.
Yes.
So it's not even just about having that buzz. I just love the taste of wine. So absolutely, drinking it can be so fun, but it's just understanding your limits and when and if there's anything that we maybe need to be aware of.
Yeah. And that sort of takes us into our next point of the red flags. So is it time to reflect on your relationship with drinking?
Yeah.
So if you've ever done any of the following, it might be time for some honest reflection. So we got, you dread checking your bank account the next morning.
If we can't afford to pay our bills, we shouldn't be going. I watched this thing the other day, and it was about people that are going and getting their mortgages and their what are they called? The person that helps you with your mortgage?
Broker.
Your broker is looking through your bank statement, and every single weekend you're withdrawing $350.
Yeah.
Not judging, but maybe wait till you get the mortgage. You say, I'm never drinking again over and over.
Yeah.
If I had $1 for every single time I said I'm not drinking again, I honestly, I would be the richest person in the world.
I remember when prior to my year of sobriety, I literally, every time that I drank, I always said, I'm never drinking again. And that's because I was drinking excessively every single time. Since then, I have never said I'm never drinking again.
Wow.
Yeah.
How good's that?
Yeah. Even on that weekend where I was really hungover,
You didn't think that?
didn't know because I had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the difference.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
so
fun.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you're doing it excessively and you're not getting anything out of it, that's when you regret it.
Yeah.
But when you know this is my one time in 6 months or however long it's been and I had the best time, that's so good.
You have memory gaps or full-on blackouts.
Guilty.
Guilty.
You text your friends the next day to make sure you're still on the
Or you're trying to pivot around it and you're like, hey, how you doing? Trying to get a gauge of how they're gonna react, whether they're gonna be like, don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah. Oh my God. When I didn't talk to Bridget for a week and then we caught up and had coffee and I was like, she's like, I haven't heard from you in a while. I was like, that's because I got blackout drunk.
You ask, did I say something stupid?
I always do that.
Yeah.
I don't even need to ask.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing as well is I think that anyone, when you drink, you have no filter or your filter decreases dramatically. And so I do get a bit of a big mouth, but as long as I'm not saying anything to hurt anyone else, I think it's just more so I get too personal sometimes.
Yeah. And I know that people say that drunk words are sober thoughts. I don't think that's true because I think back to the stuff that I say and do when I'm drunk and I'm like, that's not me.
Yeah.
I'm just not myself.
No.
When
I would never actually say that, and not because I'm trying to hide anything. It's just that I would never really say that because that's really not a true reflection of who I am.
And I think that you've got to hit the right, obviously it comes back to drinking doesn't fix problems. So when you drink, you've got to be in that good headspace and you've got to find the kind of drinks that make you the fun person.
Yeah.
Because then I don't mind being loud. If I'm fun and giggly,
Yeah.
I don't mind being loud. It's just sometimes that I'm like, what the fuck did I say that? Fucking bitch.
Yeah. You've actually lost friendships or damaged relationships because of drinking. That's a big one.
Yeah. And drinking becomes a default. Making dinner, wine, brunch, mimosas.
Yeah.
This was me for so long. Like every single time and you used to live with me for a little bit. And I think when you're younger, when your social circumstances are like that, because I lived with my best friend and then Tiana came and lived with us when I lived with Joe, and it becomes a social thing because you're not drinking on your own. So we would get home and we would make dinner and we would open a bottle of wine.
Literally every night.
Yeah. And it wasn't until like I really realized that wasn't good for my health, and that was probably the thing that pivoted me the most, was it just wasn't good for me.
Yeah.
That I stopped doing it. And obviously Joe doesn't drink, so that helps.
Yeah.
But when you do have that, it becomes like a culture.
It does, yeah. And even when I moved out of your house and I started room sharing with Kiefer, because he was a big drinker, and we would drink every single night, and that was just the norm.
It was so fun.
And it was fun, but it also was just like, how did I just not feel gross all the time?
Do you know what's so wild though is how much your body craves routine.
Yeah.
So when I first stopped drinking during the week, I really struggled. It was a conscious effort to not reach for a bottle of wine. But now the thought of having a drink between Monday and Thursday, my body physically crumbles. It goes, ugh.
Yeah.
Whereas as soon as it gets to Friday, my body knows. My body's like, okay, where's the drinks?
Yeah.
Where's the drinks?
Let's go, girl.
I didn't have a drink last night. I'm like, I'm so mature.
I went to bed at 9:30 last night.
I went to bed at 8:30.
Wow.
I was so tired.
I was so fucking
I
tired.
had the most exhausting week. But yeah, I called Joe on my way home, and normally he'll be like, do you want a glass of wine? And he said, do you want a Pepsi? And I was like, are you trying to tell me something? And so I had my Pepsi and I had a glass of water, and then I went to bed and I was like, nice. I've come so far.
You have. Wow. Those have changed you.
I know. You don't feel comfortable at social events without a drink in your hand.
That was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. And I think like we've talked about this a lot. I'm the same. I like just having something in my hand.
Yeah.
Whether it's an alcoholic drink or a non-alcoholic drink, I don't really care, but I like having something to hold. Sometimes I'm in situations where I was like, oh my God, if I just had a glass of bubbles, my anxiety and my nerves would subside. But then it also becomes really hard especially when you're about to marry someone, you're 30 and you're a female, and you go, I'm not having a drink tonight.
Everyone assumes you're pregnant.
Yeah. It's so annoying. So sometimes it's like, I'd rather just have a drink than have to explain to people why I'm not having a drink.
Yeah. And again, because we have such a big drinking culture here, everyone just expects you to drink. And if you're not drinking, then you're a fucking loser.
Yeah. Well, you've been through something like you were such an alcoholic that you can no longer drink.
Yeah. And it's like this massive life-changing thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So with all of that, being especially you don't feel comfortable in social events without a drink in your hand.
There's also vodka in there.
Yes, Irish coffee. That takes me to my year of sobriety. So I did a year, like a full year of no alcohol. And we're talking no alcohol whatsoever. There wasn't, an occasion or like a, just one glass of bubbles because we're celebrating something. It was 0 alcohol for one full year.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah, and I always thought so too until I did it. And I was like, you know what? This is pretty achievable and for all the right reasons as well.
And we want to hear all about it.
Yes. So this came after that particular bad bout of anxiety. And so from there, I chose to take a year of no alcohol. And this is what I learned from the experience, because I did learn quite a bit. So I gained control over how much I drink.
Yeah.
So I was loosey-goosey when it came to drinking alcohol. But now that I've done it, I have so much more control over, I can actually go out and go, I'm just going to have 2 drinks and actually have 2 drinks.
Yeah, because I have become a lot better, but I used to be that person, and I still have occasions where I'm like, if I start, I really struggle to stop sometimes.
Yeah.
So being able to go, I can have one drink and be content.
Yeah.
That's a great superpower to have.
It is. Massive superpower.
Yeah.
I stopped feeling external pressure to drink just to fit in.
Yeah, and it's once again, it's like that exposure therapy.
Yeah.
Like having those conversations at the beginning was probably really, really hard to have to every single time explain to why you weren't drinking, because it's never just, oh, I'm not drinking, and then everyone moves on. They
Yeah.
want to know
I
why.
want to know why.
But once you have to do it so often, it becomes, you're just so confident to do it.
Yeah. And it just is really as simple as, I just don't feel like it.
Yeah. Or I just don't drink.
Yeah, I just don't drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really that at all. You don't have to explain yourself, but definitely in the beginning, I was having a lot of conversations around why I wasn't drinking and feeling like I had to explain myself. At your engagement party, I was not drinking, and I've thought that was so hilarious because I think I was probably the only sober one there except for Mum.
Yeah.
And being able to sort of watch over everyone else who was so drunk, and you're like, I remember everything. I know you would.
That was so fun though. And that was one of those nights that I was like, I felt atrocious the next day, but I was like, I don't have anxiety.
Yeah.
That was one of those nights where you just like, that was the best drunk ever.
Yeah.
Everyone was drunk.
Yeah, except me. I learned it's okay to say no without needing to explain myself. I discovered that I can have fun without alcohol, which is so true. I think especially like in your 20s as well, you're sort of like when you're not drinking, not only yourself, but your friends or the people you hang out with, you're sort of like, well, what do you want to do then?
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't involve alcohol, then what's the point?
And I think it was a good learning curve for me, but because you weren't drinking and we spent so much time together, we did a lot of things that did no longer revolve around alcohol. So it made me do other activities that didn't involve it. And I didn't drink when I was with you.
Yeah.
So I went through, like I drank less because of
Yeah.
your sobriety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just changing people's
Oh,
lives.
left, right, and centre. But we did so much fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like we went camping and we did escape rooms
Yeah.
and we went sailing and
Yeah.
we were just always trying to find activities instead of just going out for dinner and drinks.
Yeah. Or going to the wineries and having drinks or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Anything that just didn't involve
Yeah.
drinks.
We just really expanded our
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my last one was I built confidence by sitting in the discomfort and showing up as my full self with no drink required. I think that it was definitely a pivotal moment in my life of trying to discover who I actually was.
Yeah.
Especially when it came to making new friends and being in those social situations and being able to just be unapologetically myself without the crutch of alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great year.
What a great year.
And then she comes out of it and she's toilet bowl hungover.
Yeah. So here are some tips for navigating life with less or no alcohol. So whether you're thinking about quitting completely or just cutting back, here are some practical ways you can take control.
So get clear on your why. So what are your values? What's driving your decision? And so like for me, for those couple of years that I really cut back on my drinking, it's because I wanted to be the healthiest version of myself.
Yeah.
And I know that when I drink, I get snacky.
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
when you're hungover, you don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to go for a walk. You're less active. So for me, it was like,
food.
I love drinking. It wasn't the bad decisions or anything like that. It was purely I just wanted to have a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that was something that I can continue to do because it's something I really, really do value.
Yeah. I think for me, especially when I first moved to Adelaide, I was going out and drinking pretty much every weekend. And to the point where I was getting into Ubers that weren't mine and I was putting myself into really dangerous situations. And I think just growing up in general and reflecting back on those memories, I'm like, one, how are you still fucking alive? But also just like, I don't want to be that person. And I think that's where my values lie. Is like, I don't want to be that just stupid girl.
Making stupid mistakes. Yeah,
mistakes.
100%.
Expect some pushback, but stay firm. Not everyone will get it, and that's okay.
And that's the thing with any life decision you make. No one's if you're not going to have everyone on board for everything.
Yeah.
So you've just got to take it with a grain of salt how people feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drive yourself to events. Being the designated driver is an easy way out. And this is so true. And when I don't want to drink, I will drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, and obviously there's exceptions to some of this, But if you plan something with somebody the next day and you have an obligation, then you're more likely not to drink.
Unless it's filming a podcast with your sister.
Whoopsie.
That was for your best friend's engagement party. I'm going to let that one slide.
Yeah, it was for a special occasion. It wasn't just going out with friends.
100%. Finding an alternative drink you enjoy, whether it's a fancy mocktail or a go-to soda, have it ready. This is such a good thing. I really don't like non-alcoholic wine. So when I started not drinking as much, I would drink the non-alcoholic wines. And I was like, why am I doing this? This isn't enjoyable. Then I started drinking the no sugar sodas.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fucking the bomb.
Yeah.
I love
Bomb
this.
diggity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I love?
What?
The Mount Franklin cans with the sparkling water with a little bit of
The
like citrus.
infused?
Yeah. Oh, so good. I
Mm.
love cracking one of those open on a weeknight.
Have you ever tried the Naked? I think the brand's called Naked. You can get it from Woolies.
Yeah.
They do they're hit and miss, but the not the mojitos, margaritas.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah,
tried those
they're
ones.
really
But I
good.
have, I think I've tried one of the Naked brands and I do like them. Yeah.
And they're really, really low in sugar. So they're a good option.
Yummo.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with supportive people. Your circle matters more than you think. And that is so true. Because if you are, especially if you're trying to not drink alcohol completely, but this also goes for if you're just trying to cut back. If you're constantly hanging out with people that are bagging you because you're not drinking, like it is going to make it really, really difficult.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And like if people are like to you, oh, boo, you're not drinking, what a
I know
loser.
your friends. Find a new group.
Bin.
Yeah.
But, and like, don't get me wrong, I make that joke sometimes. I'm like, you're not having a drink? But there's a very rare occasion, like especially because if you have the right circle of friends, I feel like you're always on the same page. So if I'll go out with like dinner and drinks with girls and they'll be like, I'm not drinking, we're all kind of like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
let's not drink. We don't need a drink. And it's just as much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a one-liner ready. Shut down the awkward questions quickly. It just doesn't suit my lifestyle right now. Anyways, how can
You just change the topic.
Yeah.
Honestly, like just don't leave room for them to ask follow-up questions.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. So just start asking about their life.
Yeah. Ask them about their finances.
Yeah.
They want to ask personal questions.
How's your mental health?
Yeah. Oh my God, who would have thought Tiana would put this in here?
Oh yeah. So the obvious one, consider therapy. I think I'm going to bring this up every single episode that I do because it's relevant.
Take a shot every time you go to therapy.
If alcohol is helping you avoid something deeper, it's okay to get help unpacking that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think everyone knows that having a drink does not solve it.
Yeah.
It makes it so much fucking worse.
It makes it so much worse.
Yeah, 100%.
So we obviously, again, we're not here to shame drinking, but we are here to question it. And if you've been brushing off hanxiety as just part of life, maybe it's time to ask yourself, does it have to be?
Yeah, 100%. So let's read a Reddit post. So how do you control? That's not right. It says
It's grammatically not correct.
yeah. How do you control from drinking too much?
How do you control drinking too much?
I think
to
it's
say.
So I'm a 22 male, and on weekends I go to the bars with my college buddies. We pre-game around. We pre-game.
Have you been drinking?
I told you there's vodka in there. Around 10 p.m, pretty hard, but after 2 a.m, I sometimes remember flashes of the night. I really want to still drink, but I'm looking for tips on how to control it. So if anyone hasn't watched How I Met Your Mother, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Stop it. Just go to bed.
Yeah.
Go to fucking bed.
Yeah.
Don't go to the after party. Don't go to someone's house. Go to bed.
Yeah. I think that as well, what I would recommend is two things. Stick to one type of drink. Mixing drinks will be your demise. Like it's going to fucking kill you. And I think that you lose control of how much you drink if you're drinking multiple different drinks.
Yeah.
But also you're pre-gaming. I'm one to have a glass of wine when I'm getting ready, but have one drink in your pre-game and nurse it.
And I think like that was going to be my point is that just pace yourself.
Yeah.
Like they're not kidding when they say like, so we went out one New Year's and we had a breathalyzer. Joe had been drinking the whole night, but he was drinking one drink every single hour he blew that breathalyzer at the end and he was 0%. Because that is legally what you're allowed to do. You're allowed to have one drink every hour. If you pace yourself and actually do that, and a lot of people go, oh, yeah, no, I am only having one drink an hour. No, you're not. Like, an hour is probably 15 minutes and you just don't realize. And you have water in between and you eat right and you prep right.
Yes.
Have a good night's sleep. Like, how much drunker do you get on a Friday than a Saturday night?
Yeah.
Because you're tired.
Yeah.
And so think about all of that prep work, but also like really do pace yourself. You can still have lots of drinks, have fun, but you probably will still feel great the next day.
Yes, and definitely the water aspect. Drinking, if you drink like 2 glasses of water between like every second drink, you are going to feel so much better off. I remember as well in high school when drinking was becoming part of your life, like when you first got introduced to drinking. And me and my girlfriends would, before we'd go out to the clubs, literally avoid eating so that we could get as drunk as we possibly could on such little alcohol, because obviously we were poor. But we would actually skip meals just so that our stomachs would be empty. And the thought of that now, oh my God.
I know. How funny is it the complete opposite? It's like, I just need to eat something before I have a drink. Yeah, that's so funny.
So that's it for today's episode. That was so good.
It made me realize that I love a drink. And I need a drink right now.
And it's also, we normally film on a Sunday, but it's a Saturday. So it's like, drinks.
It's a 5 o'clock somewhere.
But we will see you same place, same time, more yaps.
Stay comfy, darlings.